Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a quick video I'm making, an impromptu video because I wasn't expecting to be filming. So the channel's been quiet, a little bit quiet lately, and that's because I'm back at work now. So I can't make as much content as I have been over the last couple of months. Believe it or not, I was actually on holiday over the last few months, and that's why the rate of videos sharply increased. Anyway, I'm walking along. I'm in Genoa, by the way. I'm in Italy now. I'm in Genoa. So I came down by the marina here, and I saw a load of yachts. So I thought I've got to film. Like I said, I don't have all my gear, so I can just stop filming on my phone right now. But I thought I just wanted to show you, wanted to share with you the boats that we can see in here. So first of all, we got this 78 meter, I think it is, Samar. This is a rare boat, and it's rare because it was built in the UK. It's one of the biggest boats to be built in the UK. So 77 meters doesn't sound that big, but it's 2,100 gross tons, which is quite big for a boat of this size. And it's actually one of the largest yachts to ever be built in the UK. It's a charter yacht, so you can charter this for 650,000 euros a week, and I would say that it looks like they're getting ready for a charter. So they came in today, but as you can see, it's Saturday night, and as you can see, there's crew everywhere scrubbing away. I took some footage earlier of them scrubbing the bow section there from the quayside, and there's people all over the boat here, and we've got the helicopter on the helipad there. All the gear's out, everybody's out, all hands on deck. So they're definitely getting ready, most likely getting ready for Boston or charter. This is a charter boat after all. It's Saturday night and the crew are not out on the town. That means they're getting ready for something. So yeah, very nice looking boat. And unusually, of all the boats, well, I'm going to show you a few more boats in a minute, but they're all blue hulls, which is nice. I think they look so much better when they have a blue hull. Makes them look more classy. So anyway, that's Samar. So let's look at the next one. The next one is Hampshire 2. This is I think this is a 78 meter as well. This is this is a Fed ship, and I got some grief in Barcelona a few months ago for not mentioning it. I walked right by it. So yeah, this is another one that looks like the boat that they've got there. Looks like, I thought when I first saw that boat's been there for a couple of days, and I thought when I first saw it, I thought, oh, it looks like they got the Coast Guard on board. But that boat's been tied there for a couple of days now, so it must be one of their boats. It's a very unusual tender to use. So anyway, that's Hampshire 2, and they've just taken the flag down, so it's quite late, and I'm losing the light quite quickly. So if you look on the hull of Hampshire 2, you'll see it says Bloody Bay. It sounds really mysterious, but that's where it's registered. So you might not know where that is. You might wonder where that is. Well, there's actually the Cayman Islands. The problem is if you have a boat if you go to register your boat in the Cayman Islands, usually it gets Georgetown on the back. The problem is if there's a boat already registered in Georgetown with the same name, they can't register two boats with the same name. So they have 3 islands there that all have separate registries. They have Georgetown, they have Bloody Bay, and they have and the third one is the Creek. So yeah, I think I'd rather have the Creek than Bloody Bay written on the back of my boat. I worked for a guy previously who wanted to change the name of his boat because he was building a new one, and he wanted to call the new one the same name. We didn't want to sell either boat, and he wanted to change the name of the old boat. And I said, well, why don't you just register it in Bloody Bay? But he didn't want to have Bloody Bay written on the back of his boat, so he didn't do it. It's quite dark because all the lights are on the boat, which is actually something that I don't show on my channel that often, because normally when I'm filming, it's normally early in the morning. So all the lights have been turned off already, so it's actually quite nice to see this. But unfortunately, the cameras don't like low light, so if it's grainy, I apologise for that. There's not much I can do about that. Like I said, I'm shooting on my iPhone. So we move on to the next boat, which is also blue hull, and this one is Seven Seas. And if you know, this is Steven Spielberg's boat, and this is almost a 90 meter. doesn't actually look it from here, but it's I think it's 86 meters. Yeah, beautiful looking thing, beautiful lines, and it's also there's a rumor that he's actually building another one, a bigger one, of course. So this is 86 meter, and the new one he's building is apparently 107 meters, and that's due to be launched in 2021. But I can't confirm that yet. I don't think anybody can confirm that yet, except for Steven Spielberg. But this is another beauty. This is like I said, this is another blue hull. This is an Oshenko boat, and this was built in 2010. So it's not a new boat. By super yacht standards, I wouldn't say it's old. I say that all the time, and people must think, well, 2010 is not a long time ago. But most of the yachts on my channel are all almost brand new, so it does seem old by comparison. Certainly doesn't look old. This boat's got almost 300,000 litre fuel tanks, and yet it has a range of 4,700 miles. And remember, I featured Amadea on recently, which was a new boat, and that had almost identical size fuel tanks, and that had a range of 8,000 nautical miles. So the new boats are definitely more fuel efficient than the old boats. So you can't exactly call Amadea a green boat, but you can call it more fuel efficient than the older boats. This uses MTU engines, but it's yeah, like I said, it has a much shorter range than Amadea, with almost identical size fuel tanks. Alright guys, so the last boat I'm going to show you tonight is this one. This is 777, again, blue hull boat. Very unusual for them all to be docked next to each other, but I think it looks so much better than just the white hull. I'm surprised that this is here actually. It's September, it's still charter season. This boat is normally doing back-to-back charters as far as I know. To see it just sat here, deserted. It's not deserted, obviously there's crew on board, but I mean, to see it sat here not chartering, I mean, it's definitely not guest on. You can see all the covers on the aft deck there, on the chairs and stuff. That's a you know, obvious sign that it's not being used by any guests. You'd never see that if there were guests on board. And it's just sat here. It's unusual. Every time I've seen this boat, there's been crew all over it, cleaning it and getting ready for a charter or the next charter, or getting rid of the last charter or whatever. So I was surprised to see it still here actually. But this is a 2006 Nobelskrug Germany built, and it was for sale recently. It's been for sale. I don't know whether it's been sold. Perhaps the reason why it's not on charter is it's been sold and the new owner doesn't want to charter it. I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, it's unusual to see it. But it is lovely to see all these boats here, all these blue hulled boats, see them all together, and like I said, to see them at night like this, because you don't, not on my channel unfortunately. I'm going to try and do more filming like this because this looks really nice, and we'll talk more about the lights in another episode, because you wouldn't believe the amount of detail that goes into the lights on these things, the amount of planning, the amount of actual physical light bulbs that are used, thousands of lights, the way they set it up, the systems that they put in place to allow them to use the light in the ways that they do. You know, they change the colours to make it look as good as it does. And when the owner's on board, some of them are really into this stuff and they want it all different colours, and changing each deck has different colours, all that kind of stuff. And that's all obviously has to be well planned and programmed. And yeah, we'll talk about that more in a future episode. I'm just throwing this one out just to let you know I'm still live and I'm still filming. But like I said, I'm back at work now. That's my primary job. Unfortunately, I can't do this full time yet. I'd like to think that maybe in the future I will be able to do it full time. But right now it doesn't bring in the money for all the Porsches, so I still work at sea. But anyway, I'm going to sign off there. There's a couple more boats here actually. Yacht Go is here, and there was another boat in the other day. I posted it on Instagram. Yacht Hodor. I don't know how to pronounce that one. It's a brand new boat. It's a support vessel, catamaran. I was really excited. I came down to film it actually, and it had left, so I was gutted when I found out. It's a support vessel for Lonian, the super yacht Lonian. It's the craziest looking thing. It could definitely be a Bond villain's vessel. It looks like an offshore vessel, but it's painted, done to super yacht standards. but I missed it, unfortunately. I've got a little bit of footage which I shot when I was walking by. I should have filmed like I'm doing now then. That's why I'm doing this, actually, because I missed the opportunity to film the other day, and I thought, right, I'm not going to miss this one, because these boats might go but before I get a chance to come back down and film. I was planning on filming tomorrow, but apparently it's going to rain tomorrow, so someone let a child loose. Anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off there. Let me know what you think of these boats. I'll try and cover some of them in more detail if I get the opportunity. I'm sorry this is a quick one, but I hope you enjoyed this little video, and yeah, let me know in the comments below which is your favorite. If you've got any questions about any of them, let me know, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.